Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and on today's video we're going to break down the pros and the cons of Universal's Hard Rock Resort. And I'm recording this video as of September of 2024. It is Halloween Horror Night going on in the park, and the Hard Rock is without a doubt my favorite hotel to stay at when I do visit Universal, specifically for Halloween Horror Nights. So that's why we decided to create this video. So if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip and you're thinking about staying at one of the signature hotels at Universal Orlando to get that free express pass, maybe over at the Hard Rock, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you guys again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, we are about to break down the pros and the cons of staying at Universal's Hard Rock Resort. And if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip, and it does seem like you need more videos like this to get prepared, just be sure to hit that subscribe button as I have a lot more similar videos coming out in the coming weeks. Let's jump right in and let's start with one of the pros, in my honest opinion. And I think this is important for a lot of families who, might not be as familiar with theme park vacations, but they know they want to take their family, they know they want to give their kids a great experience, but they're not theme park people, or they're not sure if they're theme park people. One of the things that I personally love about the Hard Rock Resort is you don't have over the top, theme park where characters, and as far opposite as you can get from a Disney World themed hotel as you can get, if that makes sense. That's one of the things that I do love. I feel like families can really enjoy staying at the Hard Rock and still get like that Hard Rock experience that they might be familiar with in one of the other cities, around the world. And that's one of the things that I do think is very, very important, is the amount of variety that Universal Orlando has. And that's kind of where the Hard Rock comes in. And you'll see it's kind of a con for some families, but it's a pro for me because I do really enjoy my time here, because I don't feel like if I close my eyes and just, I guess I wouldn't want to close my eyes at the hotel, but if I didn't know I was at Universal Orlando, I would have no idea. I would just think that I'm at a really, really nice hotel. So that's starting at number one. Number two, of course, is now diving into the theme park stuff. You do get the free unlimited Universal Express Pass with your stay here. And I actually did a video recently on Low Sapphire Falls Resort. Definitely be sure to go check out that video if you're trying to pick out the best hotel. But one of the things that I realized within that video is the pricing from Sapphire Falls to the Hard Rock or Royal Pacific or Portofino Bay. It does make sense from a monetary standpoint. If you are going to upgrade and get the Universal Express Pass, you have to at least price these hotels, because if you have a couple of people in your room, it definitely easily makes sense, especially if you're going to be using the Universal Express Pass for more than one day. Long story short, I saw that the nightly rate from the Sapphire Falls over to the Hard Rock or the Royal Pacific was only around $200 to $220 per night. Now that seems like a lot of money. However, when you look at the average price of the Universal Express Pass is going to be around $175 per person per day. And considering that you get the Universal Express Pass for each day, check in and check out, you can game the system this way, and it can be a great way to save money if you are going to use the Express Pass. And the pro here is, of course, you do get it for free by staying at the Hard Rock Resort. Now over to number three, and of course, location. I love the location, and I quickly touched base on this earlier in the video. But so to start, it is the closest hotel to Universal Orlando Resort at 0.4 miles. It is about a 9-minute walk, and guests can easily walk to CityWalk, and you are so close to Universal Studios Florida, which is where Halloween Horror Nights is, which is why, of course, if you're going to this event, especially if you plan on staying to this event until it closes, which is typically 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll want to have quick access back to your hotel, and it doesn't get any closer than the Hard Rock to Universal Studios Florida. Royal Pacific is close, but it's on the other side, so it's closer, I would say, more so to Islands of Adventure or to the entrance over near Islands of Adventure than to Universal Studios Florida. So that, of course, is the benefit. The other thing that you do have that is a pro is you do have the water taxi to take you over to CityWalk if you would like. If you don't want to walk to the parks, it will take you to CityWalk, and then you can go to Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios Florida from there. And of course, it does have the shuttle bus, which will take you over to Volcano Bay, and then of course Epic Universe, which will be opening up in 2025 when that opens up. Now, Other thing I'm talking about walking that I really enjoy is, of course, same thing. You can easily walk over to CityWalk if you're trying to grab food or whatever it might be, but you also can walk over to Lowe's Portofino Bay very easily from the Hard Rock. And again, same thing. I've spoke about this in some other videos, but some of the hotels allow you to pool hop. So if you want to go and enjoy the amazing pool over at Portofino Bay, you definitely can go and walk over and do that very easily, but also you have access to all of the restaurants over at Portofino Bay as well. So this is a great tip for adults visiting Universal, especially for those date nights. It does make it easy for you kind of to hop in and out. Moving over to the next one, I would say from a room standpoint, there are a ton of rooms at the Hard Rock Hotel, and of course it's going to be different themed than over at all the other Universal Orlando hotels. So just like you would imagine, with the Hard Rock Hotel does come music themed rooms. So the hotel does have a variety of rooms, pretty much starting with the standard 2-queen room. We do have a king suite, which is 650 square feet. We have the garden view room, we have the pool view room, then we have a bunch of club level rooms. And one of the things that I enjoyed about the club level rooms from a pricing standpoint, the week I looked at was in January of 2025. The regular standard room was $471 per night, but to go from a standard room to a club level room, it was actually from $471 to $581. So it was an extra $100, and that does seem like a lot, but when you can take into account that you would have access essentially to the exclusive 7th floor to enjoy the Rock Royalty Lounge, which is their club level lounge, which includes free snacks, all the drinks you would like during the day, or sodas and stuff like that. But I talk to families all the time, and sodas and waters and stuff like that are like $5 to $6 in the park. They'll hit the club level lounge like before they go to the park for early park admission in the morning, grab like $30 worth of soda, grab breakfast, stuff like that. Then they'll come back in the afternoon when they take that afternoon break. The other cool thing that I do really enjoy about the rooms, getting back to the rooms, is they do have a bunch of suite options. Some of them are over the top. The one that I think would fit for a lot of families is going to be the Future Rockstar Suite, where it is essentially one room with a king bed and then another room with two essentially twin beds for the kids. Pricing for that looks like it's right around $966 per night. And then of course the one that kind of is the most popular, but just it's over the top, is the Graceland Suite, which comes with a mini baby piano. So that's just some of the rooms. The other cool thing that I will say is that on average, the standard rooms here at the Hard Rock are going to range from 375 square feet up to 500 square feet. Comparing that to the Disney Deluxe Resorts, Disney Deluxe Resorts are typically around 340 to 440. So you could see just on average, the rooms at Universal Orlando, specifically the Hard Rock, are going to be bigger for guests. Okay, so moving over to something else that is so very important, and of course that is going to be restaurants and food. So I would say one of my favorites is definitely going to be the kitchen, which they do serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. This is pretty much just their simple sit-down restaurant, has a bunch of different variety, but the other cool thing too is they actually do have brunch here on the weekends. I believe it's on Sunday, so you can go and you can enjoy brunch at the kitchen. The other really popular restaurant, one of my favorites, is the Palm, which is a steakhouse, and they do have a Palm in New York, which is I think one of the reasons why I personally love this restaurant. I will say that you'll see I'm going to talk about on the cons, but the menu options are very expensive here, so you do have to keep that in mind. They're not going to be cheap meals, but I think that's kind of what you would expect when you come into these premier resorts essentially. But that's not saying that you can't also enjoy them on a budget if you want to do like quick service and stuff like that here or in the parks. They also have the Macambolio's Marketplace, which is the quick service. They have the Velvet Bar, which is a great cocktail lounge. You can grab a drink before Halloween Horror Nights. And the other cool thing is they also do have 24-hour room service for guests to enjoy. Again, if you're comparing this to Disney, I've spoken about this in my other videos, Disney only has one hotel at this point in time that has room service. Not the case over at Universal Orlando, and also Disney's room service is not 24 hours. So if you are night owls, you're getting back late from Halloween Horror Nights again, you want to enjoy some food back in the rooms, just watch your favorite movies, this is the perfect hotel to do that. All right, so jumping into the amenities, and of course the pool is such a huge part of any family vacation, especially in Florida. The hotel pool at the Hard Rock is a 12,000-foot pool with a sand beach, water slide, hot tubs, volleyball court, ping pong, and hula hoop tournament. The other cool thing about this pool is when you go in the water, you can actually hear them playing music, which is something that's so very unique. On top of that, they also, of course, have a great on-site workout facility. And the other cool thing that I think is unique to this hotel is that guests can actually rent guitars and can enjoy them back in their room. So it's called the Discover the Sound of Your Stay program with A-list perks. lets you stream a celebrity curated playlist to amplify your stay. It also allows you to choose from a menu of 20 different Fender guitars that can be delivered to your room. You do have to put a down payment and loan agreement because I guess the guitars are very, very expensive. But again, this is just something that's really, really unique to the Hard Rock Hotel. Okay, so now we know the pros. What are the cons? Kind of tying in, for some families, the con might be, though, that they do not get that over-the-top theming, especially when it comes to those kids' suites. Over to the other two hotels that give you the free express pass in the Signature Collection. Over at Portofino Bay, we do have the Minion Suite. Over at Royal Pacific, we have the Jurassic Park Suite. So just here, the theming is not going to be as over-the-top from a theme park standpoint. Also, I just feel like the rooms are a little darker. It's just the Hard Rock in general is more like, it's like that sophisticated, cool vibes sort of thing. Just in general, the rooms are a little darker. Tying back into the restaurants, again, for the majority of your meals here, if you do most of your meals at the Hard Rock Hotel, it is going to be expensive, especially when you compare this to some of the value inn and suite hotels and the quick service and stuff like that. You will definitely spend more money at the Hard Rock on food than you would at some of the other Universal Orlando hotels, so you do have to just keep that in mind. It also is the smallest of the Universal Orlando signature hotels, or I believe it's actually the smallest Universal Orlando hotel at this point in time, so that does mean that the rooms will book up quicker here. So if you do want, like a specific room, if you need a club level, but specifically like the pool view or whatever it might be, you do have to make sure that you book that as early as possible because it can be difficult to get the room that you desire here at the Hard Rock. I would also say and I've spoke about this, a lot of the pros can be cons also. Because it's further away from Islands of Adventure Park, it's just going to be a little bit more of a further walk if you are the type of family that likes to walk to the theme park. So just keep that in mind. It is closer to Universal Studios Florida, so you just have to plan a couple extra minutes in the morning. But that is essentially it, everyone. Those are the pros and the cons of staying at Universal's Hard Rock Resort. As you could see from a theme park standpoint, there is not that much that we don't enjoy about them. We do think it kind of hits on a bunch of different levels. These videos are really just to help you figure out what is most important to you and try to find the perfect hotel for you and your family. And I do hope that I did that in this video. And if you are in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip and you would like to get my help, my team's help, just be sure to fill out the questionnaire in the comment section. We can help you plan an amazing Universal Orlando vacation specifically for your family. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for checking out this video, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.